So the Golf R is sold, and welcome to my Grand Marquis that is from the year 2000. This thing is the replacement for the Golf R. This thing is 23 years old. It has 147,000 miles on it, and the interior is mint. The exterior looks pretty good. There's a little bit of rust, but that's okay. And that's okay because this Grand Marquis is a replacement for only one function that the Golf R served for me. And that function was daily driver. Yes, this is my daily driver to keep the toy that I'm purchasing from becoming a rusty old pile of junk. This is to serve the duties for just driving to and from work. This car will be driven in the rain. This car will be driven in the snow. This car will just be a daily. This car is a work beater. This car floats like a car with worn out suspension. It's got worn out suspension. It's old, but it is minty fresh on the inside. And that's all I really care about, because I don't really care too much else about this vehicle. Because what I did purchase to replace the fun side of the Golf R is this. A 2012 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500. I can't believe I'm saying those words, that I own one of these as a fun car. So how did I get here? I went from owning a 2015 Mustang GT Performance Pack that I actually loved. I did a few things to it. If you go through my channel, you'll see the progression of that car from when I got it to when I sold it. And I sold that car because I wanted to get something that could fit my family in it, and something that could do the job. And I wanted something that could do two jobs in one car, which is fulfill the daily needs, put the family in it, and then be fun. And I'll be honest, the Golf R was good at that. It did everything. It was all-wheel drive. I could drive it in the winter. It was a good daily and good at being fun. But the sad thing is, I didn't love it. The Mustang that I owned was special to me. I loved it. It had presence. It was raw. The manual transmission felt great. And I just missed that. I missed that. The Golf R didn't do that for me. It didn't have that raw feeling to it. There wasn't much drama in its fun. I mean, it was consistent. It ran 12 flats consistently. It would have been a great drag and drive car with a 12-second class. I mean, it was 1203, 1204, 1205, just depending on if it jumped a gear. because sometimes it would do that. It would, like, you pull the paddle and go doo doo. It hit shift twice because it would want to do it on itself too, on its own too. It just didn't have much drama to it. It was fast, but it just had zero drama and presence. Which, that's the sad thing, is I guess I do like having a car that has some sort of presence to it. Meaning, it captures people's attention. They look at it. I want to look at it. Like, probably 6 months into owning that Golf R, I didn't turn around and look at it anymore. And that's a problem for a car guy. If he's not turning around looking at it, he doesn't love it. So that's how I'm now back in another Mustang. I actually flew out to Maryland to pick this particular Mustang up. This is a 2012 GT500 with 46,000 miles on it, so it's barely been driven. It's been driven, but not a ton. It doesn't have a ton of miles on it. I found a great deal on the car. I told myself I would never buy a black car again. Turns out I'm a liar, because I did. This one's black. I think it's beautiful, and guess what? It has presence again. So why am I in a GT500? Why didn't I buy another S550 chassis? Why didn't I go with a much newer Mustang if I wanted to be back in a Mustang? Well, another part of the reason why I wanted the Golf was I wanted boost. And I wanted to boost my Mustang before I sold it, but I knew once I did that, I was opening a can of worms of problems when it comes to the transmission and drivetrain. And my Mustang had like 72,000 miles on it, so I was just worried about putting a big supercharger on a car with that many miles. So I didn't do it. So now, when it came to buy this next vehicle, I wanted a V8 that was boosted. I was looking at S550s that were already boosted. And my first thought space was, I'll get one, be boosted, and I wanted manual. I have to have manual. Part of having a sports car for me is a manual transmission. I know, a boosted 2018 GT with the 10-speed would just dominate, be crazy fast. But that's not why I'm doing it. I don't want to just tick off fast times. I enjoy the activity of changing gears, and it's just part of the driving experience for me. I'm not saying it's better for everybody, but for me, it's what I love. So that was the other thing. So I was looking at S550s still with the manual transmission, with the idea of I won't put drag radials on it, I won't put slicks on it. It shouldn't break. I will break traction before I break stuff. And I just, talking to my friends, they're kind of like, you'll still break stuff. I mean, that's just kind of the fact of owning a boosted Mustang with the stock manual transmission. You're just going to break stuff. So I stumbled upon a 2011 GT500 in white with the performance package, and it also had a VMP blower on it. So it already had an upgrade supercharger. And it turns out that that's kind of a common thing for your 07 to 2012 GT500s to do, is put a VMP blower on a Whipple, Kenny Bell. They changed the blower because those blowers aren't very efficient and you don't make a ton of power with them. And it's pretty common for GT500s with a VMP blower, especially in the 11 to 12 range, at least what I saw, to have about 700 wheel horsepower. Which in my head, that's exactly what I wanted. I mean, I drove Keegan's red Mustang GT, and that thing had 700 wheel horsepower, and that was a riot. So that's why I ultimately ended up with a GT500. Price range, this one was a great deal for what it was out in Maryland. That's why I took that long trip, drove it all the way home from Maryland to Fort Wayne. I am just really excited, you guys, to go over this car with you. This video is just about the new vehicles. I'm going to make more videos as far as like reviewing this car, I'm pretty excited to share that with everybody, what all is done to this car, because it's not stock. Um, and that was the goal, is to have something that was a lot more dramatic than that Golf R. So now I'm excited to have that Grand Marquis for daily duties. That's what it covers. This covers the fun, the fun big time. So I'm excited to share more of this with you guys. Look for more videos to come. I'll probably have a link somewhere to the actual review of this car. If you're watching this before the review of this car, you're going to know that this is my car. I'm going to try to review it as in like it's not mine, and then at the end break the news. So that'll be interesting to try to do. This whole YouTube thing, I'm trying to get back into it again, especially with this. I think having something that is a little bit better to make content with, something I enjoy making content with, will be very, very helpful. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and please don't forget to subscribe, like if you want. I'm not going to tell you to, but if you want to, go ahead and do it. Thanks a lot.